Welcome to 35th and 36th session in the third module. In the first half, we'll discuss the guidelines for the effective decision making. The outcome of this particular session. So you'll be understand the guidelines for the effective decision making or how we can make our decision making effective. So already we discussed that every decision has the consequences. The organization or the individuals has to take a lot of decisions in their day-to-day activities. So a successful and the correct decision is gratifying to the decision maker, but sometimes the decision maker will face some regret on the certain decisions he taken. So the responsibility of the decision maker is very important here, and actually the success of the organization as well as the executives depend upon the ability to make the right decision at the right time as well as for the right implementation. So these are the basic guidelines or outline how we can make our decision effective. The first point is defining the goals. Actually, every organization they should define their goals. They should define their objectives. So ultimately, we can see that the decision should contribute to the goals. So proper care should be taken to ensure that the organizational objectives or goals are realistic in nature and they are attainable. So whatever the decision you will take, so that decision should contribute to the attainment of the goals or objectives of the organization. And the second one is a diagnostic approach should be adopted. It means the problem should be properly identified, analyzed. So then only I think you will get the right decision. So based on the facts or based on some kind of a logic, you have to take the decision. So decision should not be based on the intuitions. The next one is involving the subordinates. Means the decision will be effective only when all stakeholders are involved in that. So then only they will feel that they are the part and parcel on the organizational decision making process. Next, ensures that the decisions are implemented properly. So successful implementation of decision significantly depends upon the extent of understanding the decision and its implications. So if the decisions are not properly implemented, the results are not achieved. And next, evaluate the results. So the purpose of the decision is to accomplish the some goal which will not be attained without it. So if the results are achieved, then only you can claim that the decisions are effective. And next, there should be a flexibility. So dynamic approach is required. The decision should not be stable. So some kind of flexibility is required in the decision or decision making process. Next, we can say that decision making centers should be set up at the appropriate levels. Means the decision making activity should not be concentrated only to the top level. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೇಲು ಸ್ತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥದ್ದಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸ್ತರದಲ್ಲೂ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವ ಒಂದು ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. And the some points like this, the proper training should be given to the decision maker. Then only I think he can take the right decision. He can evaluate, he can collect the data, he can analyze the problem. Then efficient information system, or we can say that the control system should be set up, and there should be a regulatory framework. We can say that a control mechanism is required in the decision making process. And very important is effective communication system should be there in the organization. So if things are communicated properly, so then only the information will be available. We can analyze that and it will be helpful in the decision making process. Next, there should be distribution of workload equally in the organization. So then only I think they will not be overburdened with the work. And finally, there should be advisory units every level to see that the decisions are successfully meeting the requirements of the organization. So these are the way we can see that the decisions can be made effective. So these are the major guidelines as how we can make decision effective. So in the continuation, so we'll discuss various types of decisions. So basically, the types of decisions based on various parameters. So first we will have like programmed and non-programmed decisions, policy and operative decisions, strategic and routine decisions, individual and group decisions, major and minor decisions, objective versus subjective decisions, off the cut and planned decisions. So one by one briefly we will discuss the various types. So according to Herbert Simon has grouped the organizational decision into two categories. They are programmed and non-programmed. So programmed decision, actually the matters related to the routine work, or we can say that repetitive work. So when there is a structured policies or rules, if you establish that well in advance, so you can solve the recurring problems in the organizations. So for example, we can say that employees are absent to the work, or raw materials are not available. So these are the routine issues. So if you take some decision on that, so this is called as a programmed decisions. On the other side, non-programmed decisions are those decisions which are taken to meet the non-repetitive problems. Means the problems are unique, or we can say that problems are unusual. For example, I think the decision about to handle the huge export orders, or the suddenly stoppage of the work by the employees without giving any notice. So in such cases, so various alternatives cannot be decided in advance. So such decisions are called as a non-programmed decisions. So programmed decisions, are like a routine decisions. Non-program decisions are like a unusual decisions. Next, policy decisions. These decisions are a very important decision, I think, to solve or to is involving change in the procedure or planning as well as the strategy of the organization. But on the other side, operative decisions, they are focusing on the routine type of work. Hence, the involvement of the top level management is not much required for the operating decisions. So policy level decisions are taken by the top level management. Routine decisions are taken by the lower level management. Next, George Katona, Professor George Katona has made the distinction basic decisions and routine decisions. Again, basic decisions are called as strategic decisions, which are of very crucial importance. So, where I think you will require some kind of a time in allocation of resources, as well as how it will contribute to the achievement of the organization. So, decisions, for example, regarding identification of the plant location or product diversification, or maybe you are entering into a new market. So, these are the examples for strategic issues, strategic decisions. On the other side, we are having routine decisions. Routine decisions are dealing with the day-to-day issues or day-to-day operations of the organization. So generally it's taken by the middle as well as the lower level management. Next, individual decisions, where we can see that the decisions are taken by the individuals. Maybe I think the owner or maybe the top level officials. Next, we are having a group decisions. So those are taken by group of managers. For example, I think the board of directors or committees or maybe subcommittees. Next, we are having major decisions versus minor decisions. So major decision, the term will explain that decisions are of very importance and it will require like a lengthy deliberations to collect the data, analyze that. All these things are required. So minor decisions are of less importance as well as they are taken in the day-to-day administration. Next, objective decisions. So these decisions are made after huge deliberation as well as after weighing all the factors. It's like a logical decisions. So the orientation of the decisions we discussed, rationality decisions. But on the other side, subjective decisions are those decisions which are taken on the basis of the perception or intuition or maybe some kind of subconscious thoughts. Next, off the cut and planned decisions. I think Ray Eklian, he classified this decision. So off the cut decisions are those decisions which are short from the hip, means are taken without conscious decision making efforts. So without any groundwork, without going for course of action or evaluation, spontaneously you are taking decisions. That is called as off the cut. Planned decision means it's like a rational decision. So these decisions are taken after much planning. Means thoroughly we will follow the decision making process. So these are the types of decision. So kindly refer the mentioned textbook for the further references. So thank you.